let's just walk through a quick asset sale. What are the steps, etc. The buyer agrees to buy from the seller the individual assets of the business. They also agree to take up certain specific liabilities. Liabilities can be anything from like bank loans, debt the seller took out to finance the purchase of certain assets, accounts payable, contract obligations, and so on. Individually select the assets you would like to buy from the company, and then you, with your new established corporate entity, will transfer those assets and liabilities selected and move them over to the new entity. So the buyer transfers cash or something of value, and the target company transfers those assets and liabilities to the buyer. So step 2, the target company dissolves and transfers the cash with the remaining amount to the shareholders, and the buyer assumes the assets and liabilities selected. A alternative method is, instead of transferring the assets directly to the buyer may have a subsidiary company it controls, and the assets and liabilities are transferred to the subsidiary instead. So really, after, it's the buyer, as seen on the right, the corporation owned by the buyer, and then the assets and liabilities sit underneath that corporation owned by the buyer.